listeners, it's Jordan.
And Michaela, welcome to another edition of Swamp Talk.
Okay, y'all, there's a lot happening next week, so let's get into it. First of all, dance tryouts will be the 20th and 21st of this month.
Dance also recently just had a recital. Here's Isabel and Isabella on how it went.
Last Saturday, the dance program had their recital. There were 55 people performing in large group performances and small group. They had 27 dance routines that were a mix of teacher choreographed, student collaboration, and student choreographed. Mrs. Cressman told us, the program has grown so much and continues to improve. So many students have grown stronger in their dance technique and performance quality. I can't wait to get back into the studio to work on next year's performances. To all my dancers, make sure you maintain that strength and flexibility over the summer so you can continue to work hard and learn new and impressive skills.
Now back to the anchors.
That was awesome! And here's something else going on next week that's awesome. Tryouts for Six, the teen musical. May 21st are vocal auditions, while the 22nd is dance auditions, and the 23rd is callbacks.
Check your school email from Miss Hides to get more information on Six, the teen musical.
And here's something a lot of you have been curious to know. Yearbooks will be available to pick up starting next Wednesday, May 21st, during lunches in room 522. There are still yearbooks for sale on Rycor.
Starting next Wednesday, you can bring cash, check, or card to room 522 to purchase one during lunches until they sell out.
So they aren't available to pick up yet until next Wednesday?
Right.
Got it. Also, AP Test Makeup Day is May 21st, so don't forget about it.
Something else to remember is to return your textbooks and clean out your lockers by the 28th. Okay, well that was a lot of announcements. Now let's get on to some of the news.
Recently, band went on a trip to Universal. Let's see how that went.
What's up, Gators? This Monday, band had a trip to Universal. So what I'm gonna do for you is break it down, see what we did, and yeah, let's get straight to it. The original plan was to do a marching parade throughout Universal Studios, but due to the severe weather and rain, it could have damaged the instruments, so we decided not to and just went straight to fun. Limited to minimum groups of 4. Everybody tried doing everything they could, experiencing every ride they could get on and every attraction they could see. Since it was on Monday, lines weren't crazy long either. Thankfully, holy. Overall, we had a fantastic time. See you in the next one, Gators.
Thanks, Nation. As a lot of you may know, there was a new pope elected. Ben has some facts about it.
Hello Gators, it's Ben, and thank you for tuning in to Swamp Talk. Today we'll be talking about one of the biggest historical feats in American history. On May 8th, Robert Prevost was elected the first American Pope ever. What makes it so significant is that since the origins of the papacy with St. Peter, the Pope has been almost exclusively European. Out of the 267 popes, 217 are from Italy alone, and only 12 came from outside of Europe in almost 2,000 years. Most notably, the recently passed Pope Francis broke the European streak of 1,200 years, hailing from Argentina. So having an American serve in this role is pretty exciting for many people. But who is the American Pope, and how did he get into this position? Robert, as many of you may already know, was born just outside of Chicago. As the news came out of a Chicagoan Pope, the biggest question, of course, was what sports team does he root for? Initially, the Chicago Cubs claimed support from the Pope, but it was later revealed in an interview with his brother John that he was a White Sox fan all along. The internet even went as far as finding footage of him in attendance at a 2005 World Series game, sporting a White Sox jersey. When questioned, his brothers both made it clear that Robert always aspired to be Pope, and detailed his heavy involvement into Catholicism early as middle school. After high school, he attended Villanova University, earning a Bachelor of Science degree in mathematics. Shortly after, he went off to his religious calling, and eventually got himself named a priest in Rome in 1982. He then moved to Peru, where he spent time as a missionary, teacher, and bishop. He has stated that Peru is a second home for him, spending over 20 years working there and eventually gaining citizenship in 2015. Pope Francis appointed him the Bishop of Chiclayo, Peru, where he served until 2023. Once again, he was promoted by Pope Francis, who is said to be quite close to Robert, to the Dicastery of Bishops, moving him to Rome and involving him in the election of bishops. Following the unfortunate passing of Pope Francis on April 21st of this year, the collection of 133 cardinals convened in Rome to hold the conclave, their secretive way of electing the new pope. Each day, the cardinals gathered to have a ballot vote in the Sistine Chapel, staying on secure grounds away from outside influence until the new pope is elected. The conclave got major media coverage due to the film starring Ralph Fiennes about a fictional conclave releasing just a few months before the passing of Pope Francis. The film showed an almost behind-the-scenes view of what a real conclave looks like, with added drama and suspense, of course. Taking the name Leo XIV, the new pope gave his foundational speeches on Mother's Day weekend, calling for peace in Ukraine and Gaza, and making statements about artificial intelligence being a challenge to humanity. He also stated that he will be following in Pope Francis's steps of making the church more inclusive. Pope Leo XIV's inauguration mass will be held on this weekend, May 18th, in St. Peter's Square, officially starting his pontificate. Many will be watching to see how his influence will play out. Now that's all I have for today, Gators. Now back to the anchors.
Wow, I can't believe he's from Chicago. That's pretty cool. Speaking of cool, seniors are almost done, so they wanted to give some advice for those of us sticking around here next school year. Here's Casey, Nye, and Alex with that.
Hey guys, it's Casey. It's Naima. And to say goodbye to our seniors, we went around school asking them for some senior advice to the lower classmen. Let's get to it. I think that was beautiful advice from our seniors to the lower classmen, and let's go back to our anchors.
That was cool. I'll have to remember some of that. Okay, Gators, speaking of school, it's coming to an end with only 2 weeks left.
Ray and AJ asked some students about their plans for summer. Let's go to that.
What's going on, Gators? As you know, summer is right around the corner, which is a very exciting time. So we're going to go around and ask some of our fellow friends what they're doing over the summer. What is your name?
I'm Jordan.
Hi, my name is Sean.
My name is Jackson Wallace.
Hi, I'm Brandon.
My name is Owen.
And what are your plans for the summer?
Okay, so first in June, I'm going to Hawaii for 7 days for my cousin's graduation, and then I'm coming back here, and then I'm doing this volleyball camp. It's so amazing for 2 weeks, and then I'm going back to Hawaii for 3 weeks, and I'm going to just spend time with the beach with my family, and then in July, I'm going to go on a 10-day cruise to the Bahamas to, I don't know where else, but yeah, I'm going on a 10-day cruise, and after that, I'm coming back here, and we're going outside, we're going to the fair, we're going to eat, and we're going to sleep, and we're going to wake up, and we're going to play all day.
Wow.
And what I'm going to be doing all summer, I'm just going to be staying home, like most of you, probably.
And my plans for the summer are hanging out with friends, going to the beach, and going to Busch Gardens. And I'll be outside for summer.
And my plans for the summer were to get a job and save up for a trip I'm planning on going in December. But things have changed, and I'm probably going to Nigeria to fight for my family's property that's trying to be taken from us. So, yeah.
Those were some really interesting plans, Gators, but they were overall really fun. Well, I hope you guys have a great summer. Now back to the anchors.
Wow, sounds like we're really ready for some summer fun.
Junior Takeover will take place Thursday, May 29th. Crowns will be handed out through the English classes. If you do not have an English class, you can see Miss Hiltz in room 409 or check with student services.
There will be a mini celebration with donuts that morning in front of the gym before entering the school together for the parade.
That's all we have for today, Gators. Tune in next Friday for the last episode of Swamp Talk for this school year.